We're here for the best in high school boys volleyball from Hoffman Estates High School in Hoffman Estates, Illinois. Sports Channel is proud to present the IHSA Boys State Volleyball Championships. Today, Naperville North Huskies at 34-4 going against the Sandburg Eagles at 34-2. And hello again, everyone. I'm Steve Cascio along with Bonnie Beach. We've got a couple of great teams as we present the best in high school volleyball in the state championship game. Sandburg and Naperville North, both teams very, very good. A couple of firsts for each team. Bonnie?
We've got two very important firsts. The very first state championship appearance for Naperville North, and at stake for the Eagles of Sandburg, a first back-to-back state championship would mean that is the first time that's happened in boys volleyball, and that will be the first in the history for the Sandburg Eagles of any of their sports.
That would be an amazing feat. Let's talk about a couple of the focus players. A couple guys we're going to keep an eye on. First of all, for the defending champion Sandburg Eagles, you talk about Kevin Ludden and Ken Regan.
Kevin Ludden and Ken Regan are an amazing team. Kevin Ludden holds their record coming into the tournament with 416 kills and 46 blocks. That is quite a load for one hitter to take, but he's been fed by Ken Regan, who is his setter, and Ken likes to hit himself. He's just as turn and swing as set somebody. He's a very dangerous offensive player.
As for Naperville North, going to talk about a big guy and a little guy. The big guy is Mason Phelps. He's 6'5", and the little guy is Rob Ridenauer at 5'10".
Well, Mason Phelps leads his team with 257 kills and 83 blocks coming into the tournament. He is an extremely versatile outside hitter, very powerful, and Rob Ridenauer feeds everybody on that team. He has a lot of hitters that he can go to, loves going to Mason, but he is very talented himself.
All right, coming up, Sandburg at 34-2 going against Naperville North at 34-4. When we come back, the starting lineups and the opening serve. The IHSA Boys Volleyball Championships are brought to you by Country Companies and Pepsi. And we'll return to Hoffman Estates, Illinois, right after these messages. Back at Hoffman Estates High School, Steve Cascio, Bonnie Beach with you. It's Naperville North and Sandburg Eagles. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First of all, for Sandburg, they're coached by Joanne Holverson. She's in her first year. It's Gail, Brilka, Owens, Regan, Ludden, and Adubato. And for the Naperville North Huskies, head coach Laura Bruce in her second year. Ridenauer, Broyles, Martin, Van Berschot, Cruz, and Martin. Naperville North has won 8 in a row. Sandburg has won 16 in a row. Bonnie, it's a fired-up gymnasium here.
Everybody's going wild here.
Let's take a look at the officials. The referee is Nancy Nestor from Gurnee. The line judge, Randy Posey from Winnetka. Sandburg Eagles, 34-2 to put it in play. They're in white. Naperville North, good dig out of there by Doug Brilka. On the other end, it's North. Block, out of bounds, side out, Naperville North.
It's likely to be a very tense start because both teams have so very much at stake tonight.
Here's Chris Cruz serving for the Huskies. Trying to set up Kevin Ludden. Good save out of there by Gale. Naperville North on the other end. They set Chris Broyles, but blocked by the man you got to keep an eye on, Kevin Ludden.
You notice Kevin Ludden playing both sides of the net. See him come over here and block. The last time we saw him, he was on the right side.
Beautiful block out of there by Chris Broyles. And Naperville North has taken a 1-0 lead, but Kevin Ludden is served for Sandburg. Good jump serve, hits the net, side out. He's going to go back to Naperville North. Huskies lost to the state runner-ups from Wheaton North in the sectional finals a year ago. Their goal, get to this point, and they're here. Now it's to try to win it. A kill for Rob Ridenauer. 5'10" senior.
Watch Ridenauer come in here, and he looks like he's going to set just tips.
Great fake. Kill, but a great dig out of there that time by Jean Vanderschot. Coming the other way now. Blocked by the big guy, Mason Phelps, the 6'5" senior.
Watch Phelps come into the net here and block. So far, those Huskies are dominating the net.
3-0, Naperville North. Good rally here. Oh, unable to dig it out for Sandburg, Dan Bonarigo.
See, the good defense is set, but the block hasn't closed and not able to come in on the dig.
4-0 North, and they continue the service. They set up Ludden again. That one inbounds. Side out for Sandburg. And substitution for the Sandburg Eagles. They bring in the little guy, Matt Abadudo, the 5'6" senior setter. He'll come in to serve, and his team's trailing 4-0. Oh, look at that power. Pat Martin, the 6'3" senior, 216 kills during the season. Bonnie, that's with authority.
That is with authority. So far, the Huskies are just dominating the net. They've thrown a huge block. They've managed to get their hitters through. And if anything, it looks like Sandburg is the tentative team.
Here's Martin serving 4, serving 0. Up again, the big block for Mason Phelps.
It was a hard pass for Reagan to have to come back after, and he set the ball short.
That's 5, and that's a timeout.
See that ball way back behind the hit line.
Naperville North has stormed to a 5-0 lead. We'll be back with more from Hoffman Estates right after these messages. Back at the IHSA Boys Volleyball Championships, Sandburg and Naperville North. You're looking at the Sandburg bench, but Naperville North leads at 5-0 here in game 1. We're playing a best of 3. First one to 15 to win by 2 takes it. More Husky firepower.
Boy, they are just shutting the net down. Absolutely.
Another look at it.
Huge block up there, and see the follow through.
That time Sandburg gets one back. Kyle Owens, a substitute into the game with the kill. He had 14 kills in one match during the middle of the season. But his team is down 6-0 as Sandburg serves on the side out. Sandburg's going to have their first point.
That's pretty exciting, but it really wasn't even on their effort. It was out of bounds.
Yes, it was. Well, they'll take it any way they can get it. Back in the other end, good block, but good dig out of there that time by Naperville North. And then the kill for number 13, Stoney White, who comes in off the bench and does a tremendous job.
See White going up for the hit, and Regan and Owens trying to close that block, and they were late.
Stoney White had 19 kills Friday in the quarterfinal win over Glenbrook South. Good dump that time. Once again by Kyle Owens, but Sandburg has it going now. They're on a bit of a roll. They earn the side out, trailing 6-1, and Doug Brilka to put it in play. They set up White again, but the block this time by Ken Regan, and we talked about him, Bonnie, before the broadcast.
He does it all. I mean, he blocks, he sets, he turns and hits. He is a great player.
So it's 6-2 right now. Brilka to put it in play again. Oh, good dump shot, but a good save that time by Kevin Ludden. And then delivering is Chris Cruz.
Ridenauer, who's serving now, is just doing a masterful job of mixing his offense.
Oh, and there's one down your throat. Kyle Owens, the middle hitter, 6'4" junior. And Sandburg earns the side out, trailing 6-2 here in game number 1. Substitutions once again for Sandburg. Dan Bonarigo back in. He will serve. Brian Brennan also on the floor. He's the 6'4" sophomore for Sandburg. Trying to dig it out of there is Andrew Gale. But Chris Broyles gets the kill. Now into the game for Naperville North. Sean Vandershot. He started, but he's back in now. He will serve. North up 6-2. Good blocks and dug out of there that time by North. It hit the basketball hanging, Bonnie. It stayed in play, but Sandburg was unable to recover.
The Huskies have just taken Sandburg completely out of their game. The block did not get the ball. The defensive player just dug the ball so hard it hit the ceiling.
7-2 now. Naperville North. There's a kill for Kevin Ludden.
And that's the first time we've really seen Ludden be able to do what he wanted.
Another look at it. He had 30 kills in one match earlier this season.
Well, this is a great combination, and he just jumped so high he was over the block that time.
Great leaper. 7-2 still. Blocked this time and a double hit on Sandburg as North goes to the net. And a good job that time by number 20 for Naperville North, Pat Martin.
Like Brian Brennan, it's kind of typical of Sandburg. He blocked the ball and then didn't redig the ball.
Here's a kill for Andrew Gale. Gale's specialty of the blocks. They did have 11 kills in one match earlier this year.
See him come up and he hit through the side of the block.
Still 7-2 North. This time Sandburg keeping it alive. They're going to set up Brilka. Dug out of there by Pat Martin. Oh, and a good block this time by the sophomore Brian Brennan.
He was right up there, right in place, and Sandburg has to do this to get their game back.
Well, they're back to within 4 at 7-3. Again, game number 1 here from Hoffman Estates. This time blocked off of Sandburg as both Regan and Brennan went for it. Naperville North gets it back on the side out. 7 serving 3. That time Ken Regan couldn't control it, out of bounds. And Joanne Halverson for Sandburg wants time. Game number 1. Naperville North ahead 8-3. We'll be back with more of the IHSA Boys Volleyball State Championship game right after this. The broadcast rights of this game have been granted to Sports Channel and Intersport TV by the IHSA. Any reproduction of this telecast without the consent of Sports Channel, Intersport TV, or the IHSA is prohibited. We're at Hoffman Estates. Sandburg and Naperville North. North right now leading 8-3. Good rally going here in game 1. That one knocked out of bounds by Naperville North, I believe, and Sandburg will earn it on the side out. Fast action, a lot of leapers here, Bonnie.
That time, Mason Phelps stepped out of his role as a blocker and hitter and set the ball. So he's willing to do whatever it takes.
Ryan Brennan serving there. That one just out of bounds. They're looking for the tip. Did they get it? Yes, they got it. Huskies earn it off the tip, but very close call here.
And Phelps coming up in the air, hitting the ball. And what we had was a Sandburg player in the net. So they've done everything that can cost them this evening.
Kyle Owens in the net that time. Blocked by Stoney White, but it goes off his hands and out of bounds. So Sandburg will get it back, trailing 8-3.
Andy Gale did a beautiful job coming up behind his setter that time.
And here's Gale's serve. That time another set for number 17, Mason Phelps. And the Huskies earn it off the block out of bounds. We'll take another look at this one.
Big thing is Broca and Owens coming up on the block there. They really shut down the middle of the net.
Mason Phelps to serve, and there's an ace. 9-3 Naperville North.
That young man owns the court right now. He has shut it down with his blocking, ripped it up with his hitting, and now his serving is coming through.
Phelps again, tough serve. Good dig out of there. Ludden back the other way is Naperville North. Couple of blocks, but no, in the net again, I believe Naperville North. Sandburg will get it back on the side out, but still trailing 9-3.
The ball coming right into the net, and then an illegal hit.
Oh, great dig out of there that time by Kevin Ludden. They set up Regan. Regan will get it again. That one out of bounds, and North will get it on the side out. Naperville North from the DuPage Valley Conference looking for their 9th match win in a row. Here's Ridenauer now. So again, they set up Ludden. Out of bounds, it'll go Sandburg's way on the side out.
Pat Martin down on the defense there and just couldn't turn the ball back over the net.
Well, Bonnie, now Sandburg has to convert while serving.
They really do. Sandburg is a very, very great target serving team. They have great command, but they have not been showing that. They have to get some momentum here.
Dan Bonarigo in once again, the 5'9" junior to serve. Oh, they feed up Stony White, a little dump shot over the net.
You know, as you watch these Huskies work, they are throwing everything at them. They expect a big hit, throw a big block, and it's just a tip right over the block.
Beautiful little finger roll. 9 serving 3 again as North gets it on the side out. They set up Brennan, but dug out of there by the Huskies once again. Kevin Ludden unable to dig it out of there that time. Sean Vander's shot.
Ludden way on top of the ball. Way on top of the ball that time.
So 3 serving 9. We're still in game 1 here from Hoffman Estates, the IHSA Boys Volleyball Championships. Save that time by Dan Bonarigo. Couple of blocks off the Naperville North player, and Sandburg has it back.
That was a great combination by Gale and Brennan. They were just really up there like a big, huge wall. See the block close right at contact.
10-3 is our score, 10-3 as Naperville North and Sandburg have it going.
You know, Steve, this afternoon when I was talking with the coaches and with the boys on the teams, I asked the Huskies what they thought they needed to do, and they said, we really want this. We wanted to be here, and now we need to relax and we need to focus. And so being here for the first time, you'd think their nerves would really get to them.
Here's how Naperville North got to this championship game. First of all, they defeated Wheaton Warrenville South 15-8, 15-6. Then they took care of Naperville Central. Then they defeated Glenbrook South, who they also defeated earlier this season, but also lost to after winning 22 games in a row. They lost the first game, but then beat them 15-13, 15-13. That was yesterday night. And then earlier today, they beat Prospect, who wound up 4th in this tournament. Prospect lost it 15-8, 15-10 in the semis on Saturday. And North here, along with their fans, looking for their first volleyball title for the boys. 10-3. Ludden once again, and he earns back the side out for Sandburg.
Right in between the block. You know, Sandburg's position was, we've been here. We know what this is about. We're cool. We've been through this before, and we're okay. And so far, they haven't been.
Ludden serve out of bounds.
They are showing first-time tournament nerves.
So it stays 10-3, and the Huskies earn it on a side out. Here's Chris Broyles to put it in play. To the net, they fake. Rilke over the net, the other way, unable to block it for Sandburg. And getting the point is Pat Martin. And we had one fly in our booth here.
Yes, we did.
Next time I'll try to catch it. Serve into the net. Sandburg earns it on the side out, and the substitution is they'll bring in their little guy, Matt Abadudo.
And they love Mr. Abadudo. They think he is just a wonderful defensive player, and he is. You know, Stevie, I think that was the first service error on the part of the Huskies.
It's 11-3, Naperville North. To win a game, you got to get the 15. You got to win by 2. Good blocks up there by Sandburg, Owens, and Gale. This time, North gets it back. Pat Martin putting it home. Another look at it.
He just cut that ball into the net and got a lucky bounce.
Yeah, couple of lucky bounces. First putting it in the net and then keeping it in bounds. But North to serve, leading by 8 here in game 1. Into the net right there by Kyle Owens.
And I'd say the last 2 things that happen, it's when you're hot, and when you're not, you're not.
12-3 now as
Huskies are getting the breaks.
They pulled it within 3 of taking game 1. That time out of bounds, Andrew Gale, instead of trying to kill it, he tried to place it. And Joanna Halverson, the first-year coach from Sandburg, wants time.
I think Joanna's going to be wanting to tell her team that they still have 2 games to go, but they really need to settle down. Their passing has not been as good as it has been in the tournament, and they've got to be able to get that ball to Regan.
Well, let's take a look at Sandburg right now. The Eagles from Orland Park out of the Sitka West, and here's how they got to this championship game, defeating a very, very tough Stag team, 2 out of 3. Then they beat Lincoln Way in Lincoln Way's own sectional. Then they beat New Trier, a team that Bonnie is very familiar with. And then York, which finished 3rd. That win against York came earlier today.
That was a very toughly contested game against York, but they managed to pull it out after the game was stalled for quite some time.
Now what about the win over New Trier? They beat them 15-12, 15-7 in Friday quarterfinals.
Well, you see the kills, 13 for Naperville North and 8 for Sandburg. And Sandburg had more kills when they played New Trier, I'll say that.
Well, this time North hits it into the net. Sandburg earns it back, but still trailing by 10, 13-3 here in game 1. Andrew Gale, the right center, the 5'10" senior, puts it in play for Sandburg. The other way, Stony White off him, he can't control it. Great job by Ken Regan, and Sandburg has another point, but they need a few more as they still trail by 9.
That was an awesome block, and you see this form again as the ball gets thrown to the outside and that block closes like a wall. And once again, same play, same block. Now you see Regan on the floor, and he is pumped. He is no longer the happy-go-lucky little guy. He is real serious out there, and he is fired.
Momentum beginning to switch, but is it too late? Good dig out of there that time. Kevin Ludden. Good job the other way. They keep it alive. A great rally going here. Oh, what a save that time. Pat Martin digs it out of there. Abadudo. And Sandburg earns it back.
Awesome play. That was so pretty.
13-6. And the Huskies want time. Sandburg on a roll. They've put together 4 in a row.
You watch this play develop again. This is one of the sweetest rallies you can see in volleyball. Great defense. Everybody is working. The ball's being brought up beautifully from the backcourt. See Reagan on one of his patented turn and swings.
Great job by Kenny Reagan, the 6'3" senior.
This looks more like the Sandburg team that they hope to bring to the state championship this evening.
Well, they got the fans involved, and they lead it in blocks 4-1, but they're still down by 7 in the important column. The score. This time, waiting for the officials to see it, it's going to go the Huskies' way, saying that Regan tipped it out. Regan tried to buy one from the officials, but their string of 4 in a row ends there, and North will get it back.
Ridenauer and Regan kind of laughing at one another because they knew what was going on there.
That serve out of bounds by Tony Kappa. I'm sorry, Mason Phelps. And Sandburg now puts it in play. They trail 13-6 in game 1, and the kill right there. Wow, Chris Cruz. 185 kills during the regular season. And he slammed one there for earn a side out for the Huskies. They set up Ludden, and he converts on the kill. Sandburg earns it back. They'll make a substitution, bringing in the youngster Brian Brennan. And Bonnie, here's a guy, 6'4", that was on the sophomore team. And early in the season, Joanne Halverson brought this guy in to play on the varsity, and everything turned around for the Sandburg team.
Well, not only did everything turn around, but as Joanne was wanting to say, this team is so unselfish. They knew that that action would be a good move for their team, and people made room for him.
Well, Stony White needs 2 more to send his team to a game 1 victory. He served there, and oh, good punch out of there this time. By North, back again, and oh, let's wait for the official. Naperville North pulls to within 1 of a game 1 victory.
Royals and Martin setting a big block in the middle that time.
14-6. Could be game point. It is the block. Naperville North takes game 1, 15-6.
See the service on the game winner this time. Ball is brought up. Reagan doesn't get the set off quite the way he wanted to, and the ball goes right into the block and comes back on Sandburg's side.
Chris Cruz on the block.
See that
just
again?
In bounds.
Absolutely, and there was just no way that Ludden could recover.
That's the game winner. Naperville North taking game 1 of the IHSA State Volleyball Championships here from Hoffman Estates. We'll be back with game 2 right after these messages. Back at Hoffman Estates High School, Naperville North taking game 1 over the defending state champion Sandburg Eagles. They win it 15-6. We'll see if Sandburg can come back. They've won 16 matches in a row. But North serving here in game 2. It's underway. Regan blocked right there, and no one covering.
No one in the backcourt. That block sent the ball right back into the space.
Pat Martin, the outside hitter, gets the block. And North is an early 1-0 leader. Out of bounds. North goes up 2-0. And that was really a key, Bonnie, in game 1, getting an early lead.
Absolutely it was, and they charged out to about a 6-0 lead right away.
2 services, 2 points right off the bat here in game 2. They keep it alive. Good teamwork, but wait a minute. Net violation, I believe, by Sandburg, and the Huskies go up 3-0.
I'd say the Huskies have taken Sandburg almost completely out of their game. They have gone directly to both sides of the court and have dominated everywhere.
Oh, there's a kill for Sandburg, and it's the guy they want to do it. Kevin Ludden, the outside hitter.
See Ludden coming again on a cross, right over the middle, cross the ball, put it in a space.
Great fake, and back to live action right now. Sandburg earns their first point as Naperville North is unable to convert. So 3 serving 1, but a big kill there for Chris Cruz once again. And Naperville North earns it back on the side out.
The Huskies are absolutely pulling Sandburg's defense way out to the extremities of the court, and they're just not able to cover it either with a block or a dig.
Good passing there, but Sandburg will earn it back as Rob Reidenauer hits it out of bounds. Here's the little guy, Abadudo. Out of bounds again, and Sandburg is back in it now.
That's his second ball that Royals has hit outside. He's taking it way on the extreme part of the court and cutting it back and just missing that sideline.
3-2, Sandburg back in it now. And a big block there.
Huge block by Kyle Owens right there in the middle.
To tie it at 3. Another look at it.
See the block coming up, the hitter coming, and Owens goes right with him. He was over the top when the contact was there.
Time they set up Pat Martin, and he delivers the kill.
Pat Martin right in between the block before it ever closed.
Chris Broyles to put it in play. We're all tied at 3. Hold on, a whistle.
We have players out of position over here. We have an overlap.
Now the referee, Nancy Hester, will confer with the line judge, Randy Posey.
I think Nancy made a mistake and thought there was an overlap over there. One of the things that happens with Regan is he is extremely deceptive. And he will show you that he's in the front row when he's really in the back row, and in the back row when he's releasing and really is in the front row. Just a little error.
Well, they've taken it back, and it stays 3-3 now. And a good rally here. Sandburg and White. Oh, a good dig out of there this time by Chris Cruz. They set up Pat Martin, but it's dug out of there and kept alive by Sandburg. Out of bound hit by Doug Grilka. And the North Huskies go back up 4-3 in game 2. Chris Broyles to put it in play. 4 serving 3. Good block, but out of bounds. Sandburg will get it back as Doug Grilka came to the net.
You know, one of the things that Laura Bruce said was that her team, the overall grade point average is 3.4, and the two teams are evenly matched in terms of scholastic achievement. But Laura said that her team was so great that they could adjust to anything that was being thrown at them, and they've certainly shown that this evening.
Absolutely. Huskies earn it back in a side out. And Pat Martin getting ready to serve again. 4-3, North leading Sandburg. Oh, that's Stony White on the block again. Make it 5-3, another point for the Naperville North Huskies, and there's a timeout on the floor. We're in game 2. Naperville North taking game 1, 15-6. They lead by 2 here in game 2. We're back with more from Hoffman Estates after this. Back at Hoffman Estates, and Naperville North working on a 5-3 lead over Sandburg, but the serve goes out of bounds, and Sandburg earns it back on the side outs. Our thanks to Dave Fry, the executive director, and Susan Hendrickson, the assistant executive director, and in charge of this volleyball venue for the IHSA. They do a marvelous job.
We have Sandburg in the net again. Several more mental errors than we're used to seeing from Sandburg.
So the Huskies get it back on the side out, 5 serving 3. And that was Mason Phelps putting it in play, and right back at us. Good kill for Kevin Ludden.
That's Ludden with a tight cross-court angle.
Sandburg earns it back on the side out. trailing 5-3 here in game 2. Again, Naperville North took game 1, 15-6. Working on their 9th win in a row, but Sandburg in white, the defending state champions, looking for their first back-to-back state championship in any sport.
Kyle Owens with a critical service error.
Into the net and back to the side out for the Huskies of Naperville North. And Rob Reidenauer serves. Little dump shot and effective there for Brian Brennan. He had him fooled.
He did have him fooled, and I think Reidenauer hurt his hand or his arm as he dove for that ball. Looked like he was really going to hit it and then just hit a little cut shot.
Reidenauer couldn't come up with it. Reidenauer setting here. Chris Broyles, but Sandburg keeps it in play. This is Brennan. In. Sandburg.
Caught the deep corner. It was a beautiful shot.
That's a point. It's 5-4 now. Sandburg has cut the lead to 1. Regan serves. Stony White, the kill.
Came after that ball like he'd like to put it into the floorboards.
The 6'3" senior had 19 kills Friday in a quarterfinal, 207 kills during the season.
That'll move your team right along.
Sean Van Berschoot serving. 5-4. North in the lead over Sandburg. Kevin Ludden again. Boy, did this guy get up.
See him come way on the outside. He flies. He hit that ball going backwards.
Great control on the body. Oh, and a nice serve there by Ludden. A great jump serve. Naperville North getting it back, and they earn the side out there as Chris Cruz goes to the net and earns the block.
Right there, he wasn't fooled at all.
And Cruz will serve now. His team leading 5-4 here in game 2. Oh, block, it just hung around the net and comes back to Sandburg. They keep it in play. They'll set up Martin again. Good rally here. See if the blockers can get it. No, but they punch it through. And Sandburg is going to get it back on the smart play by Doug Brilka. There was some good action there on the rally.
There was some great action. I think it was assisted a little in the end because the Huskies were in the net.
Oh, look at Pat Martin come down with authority. 216 kills during the season.
He is so fast. He beat that block before it ever formed.
It's still 5-4. Naperville North in the lead here in game 2. That one hit out of bounds. Was it tipped? No. Huskies get another point. It's now 6-4. Oh, great network there. And a great play by Rob Reidenauer. The 5'10" senior goes up against 2 Sandburg players, and he earns the point. It's now 7-4.
See, as the play comes back, you've got a hitter and 2 blockers up in the net, and then an illegal hit.
And back to live action. Another great block, but a combination of Reidenauer and Mason Phelps.
And they own that right side right now.
Sandburg taking time. They are down 8-4 here in game 2.
What Sandburg is hoping is to come back and get the Huskies to side out immediately.
Our congratulations to the York Dukes taking 3rd place in the IHSA Volleyball Championships here at Hoffman Estates High School. They earned that 3rd place trophy with a win over Prospect, which finished 4th. Prospect was beaten by Naperville North earlier today, but not a bad job for Prospect, finishing 4th. And the York Dukes take 3rd.
Not at all. I think maybe the York Dukes made the Sandburg Eagles work a little hard and slowed them down possibly for their efforts this evening.
Chicago Tribune is the official newspaper of the IHSA State Championships, and pick up their Chicago Tribune for complete coverage of Illinois State high school sports. Back to live action, Sandburg earning on a side out, but they trail 8-4.
That's a patented Ludden shot, right from the backcourt, coming forward and hitting right over the middle.
Pat Martin delivering. That's in. No, excuse me, that was out.
Out of bounds. Cut the sideline there.
Sandburg earns a point. They cut it to within 3, 8-5. Good blocks there by Sandburg. About a second time.
Right now is doing a beautiful job directing that offense. And then coming right back to Mason Phelps with just a little tip shot inside the block. Watch this develop again. Big hit, block comes back, and then Phelps just throws it inside the block.
8-5, North over Sandburg. That one out. North will get it back. 9-5 now. Good rally here. Sit up Stony Phelps. I should say Stony White. Net violation, I believe.
Yes.
And it's 10-5. And look at this. North is within 5 points of their first ever state championship. Stay with us here as our coverage of the IHSA Boys Volleyball Championships continues on Sports Channel. A bit of a surprise here at Hoffman Estates as Naperville North, after winning game 1, has stormed to another 5-point lead here in game 2.
See, Naperville North 6-2 in terms of digs. That means they're bringing the ball up from the backcourt and converting time and time again.
Well, Sandburg gets one there as Chris Cruz was unable to get it over the net on the dive. So Sandburg earns it on a side out, trailing 10-5. Need to get some and get some in a hurry. Reidenauer setting up Stony White. Reidenauer this time just tips it over, but Sandburg gets it, and they'll earn a point.
Reidenauer just pushing the ball out of bounds.
10-6. Reidenauer setting up the big guy, Mason Phelps again.
Phelps just coming through the middle and unloading on the ball.
Boy, if you're looking for an MVP, you look at Reidenauer.
Absolutely. Reidenauer has directed this like a battlefield general.
10 serving 6 here in game 2. Good fakes and a good put down by Kevin Ludden, earning the kill.
Ludden coming through with the 10 right through the middle.
So Sandburg earns it back on the side out. They bring in Doug Brilka. He puts it in play. Oh, look at Reidenauer keeping it in play again. So crafty. White gets it over. Now they set up Ludden again, and unable to dig it out is Pat Martin. As Kevin Ludden earns another kill and pulls his team to within 3 at 10-7, and now Naperville North wants time.
Huge hit coming through, and you have to give Pat Martin all kinds of credit for just standing there and trying to get underneath the ball.
You're looking there at Laura Bruce, the second-year head coach of Naperville North, and how about this record in the last 2 years combined? 66-6.
I bet you there'd be a lot of coaches that would take that.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, it's not too far-fetched to say Reidenauer is really orchestrating a state championship because he is a musician and he is going to Butler on a musician scholarship.
Makes sense. This Naperville North team won their first 22 games of the year, which included a win over Glenbrook South, which was top ranked at the time. Then they lost to Glenbrook South to end the win streak. Look at that, Stony White.
Stony White has delivered over and over and over again. He has been really one of the huge workers for the Huskies this evening.
The 6'3" senior doesn't start, but what a spark off the bench. 10 serving 7. Oh, and unable to dig it out of there that time was Pat Martin. Ken Regan doing it again.
See that ball again coming a million miles an hour, and this time Pat Martin hadn't moved quite out to his defensive position.
Bad pass for Naperville North, and Sandburg gets the kill, and they pull to within 2 at 10-8. They're on a roll.
Steve, can you feel that momentum change?
Yes, once again. Oh, but look at that. There's the momentum crusher. Chris Cruz delivering the kill.
It really does seem like every time Sandburg gets a run of 2 or 3 points, the Huskies come back with something very definitive.
And substitutions again. Sand Vanber shot back in the game for Naperville North. 10 serving 8 here in game 2. I was too worried about getting the ball.
That's okay, you caught it that time.
I did catch it that time. It hit me in the face. 10-8 still. Sandburg pulls to within 1.
Big block here. They've got Ludden in the backcourt serving and a great block out here on the side.
This is to tie the game here. Nope. Chris Broyles, the kill.
Didn't get enough of it on the block.
Naperville North in the attack mode. 10 will serve 9. Out of bounds. Oh, it's in.
Chris Cruz with a beautiful ace service right down the line.
11-9. Naperville North to within 4 of their first state title in boys volleyball. Oh, look at that. Kevin Ludden once again.
Goes right at Sean Vanderhut, and he is down on the floor.
Kevin Ludden refusing to give up here. Even though his team trails 11-9, are within 4 points of finishing in second. But Sandburg will put it in play with the little guy, Matt Abadudo. Ridenauer setting up. Mason Phelps again.
Ridenauer to Phelps.
Great combination. Chris Broyles with his team up 11-9, puts it in play. Oh, a miss hit there. It's 12-9.
It's just as we said, whatever can go wrong is going wrong right now for the Sandburg Eagles.
Timeout Sandburg. We're in game 2 and North within 3 of their first state championship. The fans loving it here at Hoffman Estates. Naperville North puts it in play, leading 12-9 here in game 2. Out of bounds, 13-9. Andrew Gale hitting it a little bit long. North 2 points away from the state title.
Sean Vanderhut starting to celebrate just a little bit.
Well, good dig out of that time by Chris Cruz, and then another kill. Mason Phelps again. 1 more, and it's over.
Beautiful, beautiful work between his setter and his hitter.
Oh, look at that. They went up for the block, but they couldn't convert. And Sandburg earns it back on a side out, but they need to get a slew of points, down 14-9. Ridenauer again. Good blocks out of there by Sandburg, but North keeps it alive. Phelps in play. 2 blocks again. Phelps combining with Pat Martin. And North will earn it back on the side out.
Once again, they stand at game and match point.
This is for match points, 14-9. Let's go one better, state championship points. Watch it. Stony White, he got it!
Soft shot, and how appropriate that it's Stony White.
Stony White
with a little fake, found an opening. Nobody was there for Sandburg, and Naperville North has won the 1997 state championship in boys volleyball.
They won that in master craftsmanship fashion, Steve. They went after this, they split the court open, ran their offense wide, pulled Sandburg apart, and they were never able to come back together.
Naperville North wins its 9th match in a row, but this is the most important one, finishing 35-4 out of the DuPage Valley Conference and snapping a 16-game winning streak for the Sandburg Eagles, the defending state champions, as they finish their record at 34-3. We're back with more right after this from Hoffman Estates. Back at Hoffman Estates High School, where Naperville North, the Huskies, finishing with a record of 35-4, taking the 1997 IHSA Boys Volleyball Championship over Sandburg by scores of 15-6 and 15-9. Steve Cashel back with Bonnie Beach. And Bonnie, it was a great effort right here.
It was huge.
Naperville North.
Huskies said that they wanted to focus and be intense, and they were every bit that. They devised a game plan that brought them what we said was going to happen, a first state championship for their boys volleyball team. A great effort.
Yes, it was. And how about their head coach, Laura Bruce, just in her second year. 32-2 a year ago, 35-4 this year. It's 67-6 over the last 2 years. And oh, she's in there somewhere, laughing and cheering on her team, which is now receiving their individual honors. So let's take a look right now at our Pepsi play of the game. We saved the best for last, and so did Stony White. For championship point right here, Stony White is going to get it.
The ball will come to him, and he delivered all night long.
Found an opening, and boom.
Just a nice, soft, off-speed shot. And you know, Steve, that's the play of the game, but that's what marked their offense all night long. It was surprising. And they did a lot of things that were different, off-tempo, beautiful.
And Naperville North finishing with 9 wins in a row, wins their first ever state championship in boys volleyball. The crowd is going crazy behind me as the individuals are receiving their awards, and they're about to award the state championship trophy. As for Sandburg, they finished 34-3 on the year. They did win 16 in a row before this game tonight, but Naperville North ends that streak, winning their 9th in a row. And how about Naperville North? What a great, great season, winning their first 22 games of the year. Sandburg right there receiving their team trophy.
What a classy team they have been. It's a wonderful group of people. They love one another, and they provided tremendous volleyball excitement for this tournament.
And they still have a couple of great juniors and seniors. And now to award the trophy to the Naperville North Huskies, the IHSA Boys Volleyball Champions for 1997.
What a deserving team. They had a great game plan, and they executed almost flawlessly.
And Naperville North, having beaten Glenbrook South, Prospect, and Sandburg in their last 3 games. No easy task, but very deserving of a champion. This game was produced and directed by Michelle Zavante Godwin. The graphics coordinator, Jay Sharman. The coordinating producer is Dave Turner. Remote facilities provided by Trio Video. For Bonnie Beach, I'm Steve Cashel saying good night from Hoffman Estates High School, where the Naperville North Huskies have won the 1997 IHSA Boys Volleyball Championship, defeating Sandburg by scores of 15-6 and 15-9. This has been a co-presentation of Sports Channel and Intersport TV.